The storm screamed through the pines the night I found death waiting in the shape of a wolf pup. Blood pooled beneath his small body, black in the moonlight. My hands trembled, not from cold, but from terror. 7 years ago, wolves had torn my parents apart on our doorstep while I hid in the cellar, hands pressed over my mouth to silence my screams. But his eyes found mine through the rain, gold and fading. Trust. This dying creature looked at me with trust. I'm Maya Chen, a healer living on the edge of the Oregon wilderness. My cottage sits where human territory bleeds into werewolf lands. The villagers call me brave. They're wrong. I'm just stubborn, clinging to the only home I have left. The whimper cut through the storm, weak and desperate. My feet moved before my mind could stop them. There, crumpled against an ancient pine, lay a small wolf pup. Silver-gray fur matted with blood and rain. The wound across his side was deep, vicious, and I could see the shimmer even in darkness. Silver. Someone had laced their weapon with silver. "What did they do to you?" I whispered. His eyes opened barely. Gold, like autumn fire. Silver poisoning doesn't just kill werewolves. It corrupts, festers, turns the body against itself. He had hours, maybe lease. There was only one way to save him. The forbidden art my grandmother was burned alive for. Soulweaving. I placed my hands on his wound and let my power flow. The magic doesn't just heal, it transfers. The injury, the pain, the trauma, all of it moves from patient into healer. The agony exploded through me like liquid fire. I felt my own side tear open, felt the silver burning through my veins. But his wound closed. His breathing stabilized. When darkness took me, I collapsed beside him in the mud. I woke to different gold eyes. These were fire. Fury. The Alpha stood over me, 6.5 feet of muscle and barely contained violence. His dark hair was wild, his face carved from rage. "What did you do to my son?" His voice vibrated through my chest. I tried to sit up, but pain exploded through my side. "I saved him." "Liar!" He moved closer. "You're human. Yet my son, who was hours from death, is healed. Explain." The pup, no, a small boy now with silver-gray hair, was curled against my side, clutching my blanket. "I'm a healer," I managed. "I used everything I had." "My son was poisoned with silver." His hand gripped my chin, forcing me to meet his eyes. "No herb cures silver poisoning. So I'll ask again. What did you do?" Before I could answer, the boy stirred. He pressed closer to me, his small hand finding mine and holding tight. The Alpha froze. Shock replaced rage. "Ethan," he whispered. "Come here. Come to Father." The boy only burrowed deeper against me, trembling. "I don't understand," the Alpha said, voice breaking. "Since his mother died, he hasn't trusted anyone. Won't speak. Won't shift back willingly. How are you doing this?" "I'm not doing anything. I just couldn't let him die." He stared at us, calculation warring with something that looked like hope. "Your scent is wrong. You smell like fear, like human, but underneath." He leaned closer, inhaling. "Underneath, you smell like pack. How is that possible?" His face hardened. "You will come with us. Stay at the pack stronghold until Ethan is recovered, and I can determine what you've done to him." "I haven't done anything. You're human, living alone on our territory, and you've somehow healed silver poisoning and made my grief-stricken son trust you within hours. You will come willingly as Ethan's caretaker, or I'll drag you there as a prisoner. Choose." I looked at the boy, Ethan, still holding my hand like a lifeline. "I'll come, but I need supplies. You have 10 minutes. He moved to the door, then paused. "My name is Kieran Ashford, Alpha of the Northern Pack. You'll address me as Alpha." "I'm Maya Chen," I said. "And in case you've forgotten, Your kind killed my parents." He turned slowly. "I know who you are, Maya Chen. I know your parents were healers found dead 7 years ago. I also know the wolves who killed them were rogues, and that I personally hunted them down and executed them. Your parents were under our protection. Their deaths were regretted." Something cracked in my chest. All these years I'd thought it was senseless violence. The pack stronghold was carved into the Rocky Mountains. Massive structures clung to stone, connected by bridges that would have terrified me if I'd had attention to spare. But all my focus was on staying upright, hiding the pain still burning through my side, keeping my breathing steady as dozens of wolves stopped to stare. Whispers followed like shadows. Human. The Chen girl. Soulweaver blood. That last one made me stumble. We entered the great hall, vast with timber beams and a central fire. Every wolf turned to watch. An old woman stood, silver hair gleaming, eyes sharp as glass. "You brought that here?" she spat. "That cursed bloodline into our home?" "Elder Iris," Kieran said, warning in his voice. "Maya is here as Ethan's healer. She saved his life." "Saved," Iris laughed, cold and bitter. "Soulweavers don't save, Alpha. They steal. They corrupt." Her grandmother wormed her way into Alpha Marcus's confidence. She healed his mate. 3 months later, the Luna went mad, killed herself and their unborn child. That's what Soulweavers do. The hall erupted in murmurs. Ethan tensed against me, a small growl escaping. My arms tightened around him protectively. "That's not true," I said, too quiet in the chaos. Kieran raised his hand. Instant silence. Ethan was dying. Silver poisoning. Maya healed him when no one else could. Until I determine how and why she stays. Anyone who touches her answers to me. "And when you discover she's woven her dark magic into your son," Iris pressed, "when he starts to sicken?" "I'm not hurting him," I said desperately. "I would never." "Lies come easily to your kind." "Enough." Kieran's voice cracked like a whip. "Maya will have quarters near mine. She'll be with Ethan constantly. Anyone with concerns can bring them to me directly." The room they gave me was small but comfortable, and barred. A cell. "Ethan needs to sleep in his own bed," Kieran said from the doorway. "No." Ethan's voice was tiny, rusty from disuse. "Stay with Maya. Son, please, don't make me go. Don't make me be alone." The Alpha crumbled. "Fine, but I'm posting guards outside." When he left, I made it to the bed before my legs gave out. The pain was getting worse, not better. The silver poisoning was still fighting in my system. "Maya," Ethan whispered, now in wolf form, padding over. "You hurt." "I'm fine." He jumped onto the bed, curling against my injured side. "You took it. The hurt. You took it from me." I couldn't lie to him. "Yes, and I'd do it again." "Why?" "Because you're a child. Because you were dying. Because I'm a healer, Ethan. It's what I do." He was quiet. Then, "The old woman said you're bad, that your magic is wrong. A lot of people think that. But you saved me? Yes. Then they're wrong." Such simple certainty. "You're good, Maya. I can feel it." He tucked his head under my chin. Within minutes, he was asleep. I lay there in the darkness, in this locked room in enemy territory, with a pup I barely knew, and realized I would die for this child. The days blurred together. Every morning Kieran checked on Ethan. Every evening he returned, watching his son with eyes full of grief. Ethan bloomed under my care, speaking more, smiling, even laughing. But he never left my side. I saw what it did to Kieran, the way his hands clenched when Ethan called me Maya with such trust, the way he'd turn away when Ethan laughed at something I said. "Ethan," I said one afternoon, "your father loves you very much. Don't you want to spend time with him?" He looked up from his wooden blocks. "Father is sad. He looks at me and sees Mama. Makes him hurt." The insight staggered me. That's not your fault. I know, but you look at me and see me. Not mama, not sad, just me. But the phantom wound wasn't healing. 2 weeks after the soulweaving, I should have felt normal. Instead, the pain was intensifying. The silver poisoning was spreading. I woke in cold sweats, my side a mass of agony. I hid it, but I was getting sloppy. It was late when Kieran entered without knocking. "You're in pain." I nearly jumped. "I'm fine." "You're lying." He moved closer. "Show me the wound." No, that wasn't a request. Before I could react, he pulled up my shirt. The wound was visible now, real. Black veins spread from a gash, weeping silver-tinted fluid. Kieran went still. "Silver poisoning. You're dying." "Not dying, just struggling." "How long?" His eyes blazed. "How long until the poison kills you?" "If I can't fight it off, 3 weeks, maybe 4. The sound he made was inhuman. "You knew. You knew this would happen, and you did it anyway." "Of course I did. He was a child." "So you chose to die in his place." He was shaking. "You, a human who has every reason to hate my kind, decided to sacrifice yourself for a wolf pup you'd never met." "Yes, that's what healers do." "You're a fool." But his hands on my face were gentle. "A brave, impossible fool. Why didn't you tell me?" "Because you think I'm dangerous. Because if I told you I was dying, you'd take Ethan from me." Tears spilled over. "And I can't leave him. He needs me." "Maya." The way he said my name, soft and broken. "Do you have any idea what you've done? You've given my son back his childhood, made him feel safe, done what I, his father, couldn't do." His thumb brushed away my tears. "And now you're telling me you're dying because of it." "I'll fight it." "No. You will tell me everything about soulweaving. Everything. And we will find a way to save you." "There is no way." "Then I'll fight it for you." His forehead pressed to mine. "You saved my son. You bound your life to his. The least I can do is try to save yours. Why do you care?" "Because from the moment I saw you bleeding but holding my son like he was precious, I knew." His eyes opened. "Your scent. It's been driving me insane because you smell like home. Like..." He didn't finish. "Mate." The word hung between us. "That's impossible. I'm human." "I know." His hand slid to my shoulders. "But this is fate. The kind that happens once in 1,000 years. You loved your mate. Ethan's mother." "I did love her. And I'll always honor her memory. But this..." His eyes searched mine. "This is different. And I don't know what to do with it." "Then don't do anything. Let me heal Ethan and fight this poisoning. When it's over, I'll leave." "And if you die?" "Then Ethan will have his father. Your lives are linked now, Maya. Truly linked. I've seen it. When you're in pain, he shifts restlessly. When you smile, he brightens. 3 days ago, when you had that fever, he woke up screaming about burning." He paused. "If you die, there's a strong chance he'll die too." The world stopped. "Then I've condemned him." "Not if I can help it." He took my hands. "I know people who might help. Scholars, healers from other packs. We will find a way." His certainty, his protection, it made something warm settle in my chest. Why did rogues attack Ethan? What happened to his mother? His hands tightened. "There's a rogue pack in the Eastern Territories. Organized, vicious. They believe in the old ways. Human and wolf separation, hunting rights, territorial wars. Ethan's mother advocated for peace with humans. They saw her as a traitor. They killed her in our home while Ethan watched from where she'd hidden him. He was 4 years old." His voice broke. "Her last act was to mask his scent with her blood so they wouldn't find him. And I wasn't there." "That's not your fault." "I'm the alpha. Their safety was my responsibility. You're also one person. I squeezed his hands. You avenged her. You've been protecting Ethan ever since. You're a good father. He just can't see you without seeing her. Give him time. I'm running out of time. The pack thinks I'm weak because I haven't taken a new mate, and the rogues are getting bolder. That attack on Ethan wasn't random. They were hunting him specifically. They want to destroy my bloodline. Then we protect him, together. He looked at me with something I'd never expected. Warmth. You really mean that? Of course I do. I bound my soul to his. Soul bonds are sacred to wolves. The fact that you formed one with my son, a human forming a bond with a wolf pup, it's unprecedented. It terrifies them because it proves you're not just a healer. You're something more. What does that mean? It means whether we like it or not, you're pack now. Ethan has claimed you, and when they find out what you did, they'll have to accept it or reject it entirely. And if they reject it, he said it calmly, we have a civil war. Over the following week, Kieran brought me teas, rare herbs, even a witch who examined me and gave me bitter potions. The silver poisoning was receding. Slowly, painfully. I was starting to believe I might survive. Then the attack came. It was late afternoon. Ethan and I were in the walled garden. He chased butterflies, laughing, while I watched from a stone bench. 2 guards stood at the gate, relaxed. The first sign was the smell. Rotten meat and wet dog. 3 rogues poured over the wall. 1 guard went down immediately, throat torn out. The other managed a half shift before the second rogue was on him. The third ran straight for Ethan. I moved without thinking. My body screamed. The wound tore open as I sprinted across the garden. Ethan froze, his child's instincts failing him. I threw myself between them. The rogue's claws caught me across the chest and shoulder, ripping through flesh like paper. The impact sent me flying. I heard Ethan screaming my name. The pain was extraordinary, but I was alive, and Ethan was alive. The rogue circled back. It was huge, scarred, with 1 milky eye. Soulweaver, it growled. The master said you'd smell wrong. Master? This was organized. They'd come for us specifically. I pushed myself up, right arm hanging useless, blood soaking through. You want him? You go through me first. The rogue laughed. Gladly. It lunged and Kieran appeared like a storm made flesh. I'd never seen him in full wolf form. He was massive, easily twice the rogue's size, fur black as midnight with silver streaks that glowed. His eyes were pure gold fire. He hit the rogue mid-leap, jaws closing around its neck. A sickening crack. The rogue went limp. More wolves poured in, pack wolves. The rogues fought desperately, but they were outnumbered. Kieran tore through them like paper, but I couldn't focus on the battle because Ethan had collapsed. No! I crawled to him. He was convulsing, his small body jerking. The old wound on his side was opening. Black blood oozed out, silver-tinted. Kieran! I screamed. Something's wrong. He was at my side instantly, human again, covered in blood. He saw his son seizing and went white. What's happening? The soul bond. I'm bleeding, dying, and it's affecting him. If I pass out, if I die, you're not dying. Absolute command. He scooped Ethan up, grabbed me, and started running. Healer! Someone get the healer! Everything blurred. I remember the great hall. Being laid on the massive table. Ethan beside me, our blood mingling. And then I felt it. A bond with Kieran, too. It snapped into place like a chain of starlight and fire. One moment I was alone. The next I could feel them both. Ethan's fear and pain. Kieran's terror and fury. What? I gasped. Kieran's eyes met mine. He felt it too. The mate bond. Not chosen, but absolute. No, he whispered. Not now. Not like this. but the bond flooded through me like a tidal wave. Kieran's strength poured into me, stabilizing me. His alpha energy rushed through my veins and began burning away the silver corruption. "You're dying," he said aloud, hand pressed over my heart. "The silver is in your blood, your bones, and you didn't tell me how bad it was. Didn't want to worry you. You impossible woman. You're my mate. I can feel you now, feel your pain, your fear, your—" His eyes widened. "Your love. For Ethan. For me." I couldn't lie through the bond. "Yes." "How long?" "Does it matter?" "Yes." His hands framed my face. "How long have you loved me?" "Since you called me a fool for saving your son. Since you said you are in pain, like it mattered. Like I mattered." Healers arrived, a flurry of activity. But Kieran didn't move. His forehead pressed to mine. Through the bond, he pushed pure feeling. Overwhelming, impossible feeling. He loved me back. "Don't you dare die," he growled against my lips. "Fight for us. Fight for our future." "Trying," I gasped. "Ethan's stabilizing. The bond between you is connected to me now. We're anchoring him. Both of us." He kissed my forehead. "You're not alone anymore." The healing took hours. I drifted in and out, always aware of Kieran's hand in mine, his strength feeding through the bond. And Ethan curled against my other side. When I finally surfaced, it was dawn. Kieran sat beside me, exhausted. Ethan slept on his lap, peaceful. "Kieran," I whispered. His head snapped up, relief flooding his eyes. "Thank the gods. You've been out for 12 hours. I tried to sit up. He helped me, supporting my back. The healers said it was close. Too close. The bond healed me. Partially. Mostly you healed yourself. But having two soul bonds gave you the strength to fight off the poisoning. He helped me settle. Maya, what you did in that garden. I couldn't let them have Ethan. You nearly died again, for our son." The words were out before I could stop them. "I'm sorry. I know he's not really mine. Stop." His hand covered my mouth gently. "He called you Mama while you were unconscious. He's been calling you that for days. You are his mother, by every measure that matters." Tears streamed down my face. "I love him so much." "I know. I can feel it through the bond." His thumb brushed my tears. "And what about us? This mate bond. You didn't choose it. I'm choosing you. Every day, every moment, I'm choosing to honor it." "What about Ethan's mother?" "She'll always be his birth mother, part of our history. But you—" He pressed my hand over his heart. "You're our future. You saved not just my son, but me. I don't know how to be a Luna. You saved the Alpha's heir. You stood between him and death twice. You bear the soul bond openly." He smiled. "You're already a Luna. You just don't know it yet." Elder Iris appeared in the doorway. Behind her, pack members gathered. "Alpha," she said formally. "The pack demands an accounting. The human must answer for what's happened." Kieran's eyes flashed gold. "Choose your next words carefully, Elder. The rogues attacked because of her. They called her by name. She's brought danger. She's saved my son again, nearly died doing it, and she's activated a mate bond with me. It's unprecedented, unnatural. The pack is in chaos. You must choose your pack's stability or this human." The wolves murmured, some sympathetic, others hostile. All afraid. "Maya," Kieran said softly. "Maybe they're right. Maybe I should leave. No. Absolute. You're not leaving." He stood, still holding Ethan, and faced the pack. "Listen well. Maya Chen is my mate. She is soul bonded to my son. She has bled for this pack, fought for this pack, nearly died for it twice. But Alpha, I'm not finished. The rogues want her because she's powerful. They attacked hoping to kill my son. They failed because she stood between them and death. wounded and outmatched, and she didn't back down. He walked through the crowd until he stood in the center. Then he knelt with his son in his arms, head bowed. The strength of the Luna flows through Maya Chen. She is pack. She is mother to my heir. She is my mate. Anyone who challenges that challenges me. So I ask you, will you accept her? Or do I need to find a new pack that will? Silence. Then an older warrior stepped forward. She healed my youngest last month. Fever the pack healers gave up on. She sat with my daughter all night. By morning, the fever was gone. He looked at me. I accept her. A woman with a baby stepped forward. She helped with my birth, held my hand, took the pain. If the Alpha claims her, I claim her too. One by one, they stepped forward. Not all, but enough. Ethan stirred. "Mama," he said sleepily, looking for me. The entire hall heard it, saw Kieran's face soften, saw him carry his son back to me, saw Ethan's arms wrap around my neck. "Mama's here," I whispered. "I'm right here, little wolf." Kieran stood beside us, hand on my shoulder. "My family, my Luna, my heir. This is my choice. Honor it or leave." Elder Iris stared. Then, with visible effort, she bowed her head. "The Alpha has spoken. The pack will honor the Luna." Kieran helped me down from the table. We stood together, the three of us, facing the pack, facing our future. "There will be a formal ceremony in 3 days when Maya is healed. She'll be recognized as Luna before the full moon. Any who wish to challenge will have their chance." "You're giving them permission to challenge me?" I hissed. "I'm giving them permission to try," he murmured back. "But they won't, because you're going to show them exactly what a Luna is capable of." The ceremony was held under the full moon in a clearing used for generations. Nearly 200 wolves gathered in a circle around the central fire. I stood beside Kieran, wearing a dress that had belonged to Ethan's mother, offered by her sister as a gesture of acceptance. Ethan stood with us, his small hand gripping mine. Elder Iris stepped forward with a silver bowl filled with sacred spring water. Despite her opposition, tradition demanded she conduct the ceremony. We gather to recognize a new Luna. Maya Chen, human-born, healer, Soulweaver. You stand before this pack claiming the right to lead. Do you accept this burden? I do. Do you swear to put the pack above yourself? To shed blood, bear pain, make sacrifice for those under your protection? I swear it. I meant every word. Alpha Kieran, do you claim this woman as mate, as Luna, as equal? I do. His hand found mine. Before the moon and the pack, I claim Maya as my mate, my Luna, my partner in all things. Iris marked my forehead with sacred water. Then Kieran's, then Ethan's. By the old laws, by the blood bonds and soul bonds that tie you together, I recognize Maya Chen as Luna of the Northern Pack. May her reign be long, her heart be strong, and her wisdom guide us through darkness. The pack howled, not all of them, but enough. The sound echoed through the trees, wild and primal and beautiful. Kieran pulled me close and kissed me deep and claiming before everyone. My Luna, he said loud enough for all to hear. My mate, my heart. Ethan wrapped himself around my leg, beaming. Mama Luna? I laughed. Just Mama is fine, little wolf. The celebration lasted until dawn. Pack members approached throughout the night, some with warmth, some with wary acceptance, some with hostility. I met them all with grace, knowing I'd earned my place through blood and sacrifice and love. As the sun rose, Kieran found me at the clearing's edge, watching the forest wake. He wrapped his arms around me from behind. Regrets? He asked softly. None. It was true. This isn't the life I imagined, but it's the life I was meant for. The rogues will come again. Then we'll be ready. Together. I turned to face him. I'm not the frightened girl who found a dying pup anymore. I'm a Luna. I'm a mother. I'm a mate, and I will defend this pack with everything I have. I know you will. He kissed my forehead. That's what terrifies me. Ethan came running up, face smeared with honey cake. Mama, Papa, can we go home now? I'm tired. Home. The word wrapped around my heart. Yes, I said, scooping him up. Let's go home. We walked back to the stronghold as a family, the rising sun painting the sky golden pink. Behind us, the pack followed. My pack now. The orphan was gone. In her place stood a healer, a shield, a Luna. The pup in my arms was my son. The fearsome alpha at my side was my anchor. And this pack, once my prison, was now my home. I had woven my soul into theirs, and they had made me whole. The storm that brought us together seemed like a lifetime ago, but I could still remember that moment, kneeling in the rain, hands on a dying pup, making the choice that would change everything. If I could go back, knowing the pain and fear and impossible challenges ahead, would I make the same choice? Yes. 1,000 times, yes. Because this love, this family, this bond, it was worth every sacrifice, every drop of blood, every piece of my soul I'd woven into theirs. I was Luna. I was mother. I was mate. I was home.